Hey everyone, this is Bo from the Now server. I'm here to do a video on Mabinogi pet expeditions and pet houses. Now this is basically a new addition that just got added to the game, and it basically puts your pets to good use, like how you guys send out your squires to missions. Alright, so there's lots to cover guys, so let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so the first question is, what is a Mabinogi pet expedition? Now, the Mabinogi Pet Expedition allows you guys to send your pets out to do various missions to collect some rewards. And you don't even really have to be online to do this, it will just happen as you send them out. Now, there's several missions that you guys will be able to see. There's going to be a total of 4 missions on the board. And in those missions, you guys will see a today's expedition and a chance of seeing a special expedition. To start pet expeditions, you guys will need to install a pet expedition bulletin board on your homestead. And of course, you guys will need to have your own pets available that meet the certain criterias for the quest. After you send them out on an expedition, all you have to do is wait until they finish and complete the quest. Once you complete the quest, you will either get a regular reward, the expedition reward, or you might get a huge lucky bonus that includes additional rewards. Now that's not the end of it. After that, you will need to rest your pets, and there are several ways you guys can do this. You can either put them in a pet house to rest, or you can wait until Saturday and it'll reset their fatigue. Now you will also notice that each expedition requires a certain pet type. Now there's 4 categories for your pet types. There is what the creature is, whether if it's organic or inorganic, the size of the creature, whether it can fly or not fly, or just the appearance of how it looks. These 4 pet types are a vital role to help determine whether you will receive that huge lucky success in your mission. If you don't have any pets that meet the certain criteria for the mission, you may not even get to do any of the missions. Now, of course, it's not just all work and play. Your pets need to rest, and it's very super adorable to see your pets resting in your homestead. But not only that, you will also be able to get some awesome buffs on yourself while your pets rest, as well as some nice EXP. Now, to determine that your pet is fatigued, you will see a little fatigue mark after you send your pets on an expedition. The most it can get is 3 marks, so keep that in mind. You'll also notice that there are several different types of pet houses, not just one, and this depends on the type of pet. Now, you obviously cannot put a huge pet on a cloud cushion, for example, so keep in mind, whatever pet you guys have, make that certain type of pet housing for it. A lot of these new pet houses require tons of materials and a lot of new materials that people aren't familiar with finding. So don't worry, in this video I will show you guys where to find all the materials and how to make these awesome pet houses. For now, I'm just showing you guys the various stages of all the pet houses. You can see that there are several stages for most of the pet houses, and as you increase the stage, it allows you to rest more pets. And it's kind of useful for those that have multiple types of pets that they're sending out of the same type that they just want to rest. Otherwise, you guys won't be able to do your missions. Also, do note that these pet houses can be quite large, so you will need to have a decently sized homestead, and I believe the minimum level that you guys need to have is 4 in order to get the start of the quest. Now, I did mention that you guys do get some awesome buffs for these pet houses, and they work very similarly to totems, except they're temporary, and they only become activated when you have a pet that's currently resting. So you guys might as well collect all the pet houses if you have lots of pets. Now, first off, I'd like to give credit to mabinogiworld.com. Please support their Patreon. They did a wonderful job keeping the wiki updated and informing you guys how to get the pet expedition started. Now, some people are not aware that you guys can get a free pet expedition board by talking to Nika in Kila Base Camp. So don't start collecting those wood boards and crafting a board just yet. You guys can actually get one for free. Now to go to Port Kila, you want to do a continent warp to Port Kila, and Nika is literally the weapon shop guy right here in this base camp. The quest is called Thrilling Pet Expedition, and you guys should be able to see it in your basic tab as long as you guys have a level 4 homestead. Talk to him and complete the quest, and once you guys complete the quest, you guys will have a free pet expedition bulletin board to start off with. If you guys continue the quest, you guys will eventually receive a medium pet pasture blueprint from Hilfrin. Now that you guys have your pet bulletin board installed and ready to go, just click on the board and you guys will see 4 expeditions available. Now, as I mentioned, you guys will not always receive a special expedition, and that's basically the one that comes in red. However, for the today's expedition, you are guaranteed to receive it, as well as a guaranteed 15% huge lucky bonus rate by default. Now, for the special expeditions, they basically give you guys better rewards, so when you do happen to see it, you better not miss doing them. Now once you guys choose an expedition to work on, you will notice that there are several types required for this mission, as well as a total of 3 slots. That means you guys can put a total of 3 pets, and those pets hopefully cover the criteria of those required types. Now there's several types, so be careful in choosing your pets because some of them will not cover the type and some of them will. If you're looking on your pet list and you're wondering why you don't see your pet on the list, and you know for a fact that you have that pet, well, the reason why you don't see it is because it probably does not meet the level requirement, and that is actually a very huge factor because some of these quests actually require a pretty high level pet. You'll also notice that the pets are sorted a certain way. I believe at first they prioritize the type of pet for the mission, so that way if you're looking for whether you have the pet or not for the mission, it will be on the top of the list. You guys also will notice that there is an auto formation button, and by clicking that button, it'll automatically choose which pets should go to the mission. Now, I want to say to not rely on this button because it tends to just grab the top 3 on the list, and it doesn't really take in consideration to the types that you might need for the mission. So as you can see, I am doing this manually. I've removed some of the pets that they have provided to me automatically, and I'm switching it around and choosing a different set of pets, and by doing so it has filled up the bar way more than it would have done automatically. Now this actually matters because it will affect the huge lucky bonus chance percentage. Now at the bottom of the mission you guys will be able to see the expedition time. It shows you guys in how long it is for Mabby days, as well as parentheses in real time. And it'll also show the bonus rewards that you will get for completing a huge lucky bonus chance, and the basic rewards, which include EXP, Exploration EXP, Pet EXP, and Gold. Now once you send your pet out to an expedition, you'll notice that they cannot be used at all once you send them out. So those pets that you guys rely on for transportation from one map to another, if you send them out to an expedition, you will not be able to summon them, you will not be able to access their inventory, so keep that in mind. You'll see on your pet list a little icon that indicates that they're actually busy doing a mission. They basically do the same thing for pets that are actually resting, so even for pets that rest, you cannot summon them as well. Now on to pet resting. Oh my goodness, they're super cute, just like sitting on their little pet houses. You can actually see them just chilling there, and it's just super mad adorables. Now keep in mind that it's not just adorable stuff that you guys will get from the pet houses. You guys will get some buffs. You'll see the rest effect when you click on the house, and as well as how long it takes for the pets to rest. And basically once you complete the rest, you'll get some nice EXP for your pet, so it's a good way to actually kind of level up your pet as well. You can also customize the color of your pet house by right-clicking your pet house and going to paint. Not all of them will have this option, but at least most of them will. Now basically when you do that, you get to choose which part you want to dye, and all you gotta do is just put in the paint there, and voila, you have your own decorated pet house in your colors. Now to put down a pet house, you will need to build it in your homestead as if you were building the other types of stuff in your homestead, except now there is a category for pet houses. You'll also see that there are quite a lot of interesting new materials, things that some of you guys may not be familiar with finding, so we'll go ahead and cover what those materials are and how to get them. Now the first item on the list is the blueprint. How do you get the blueprint to make these pet houses? Now to get the blueprint, you will need to talk with a trade assistant imp in one of those trading posts for commercing. Yes, commercing. Unfortunately, you guys will have to spend ducats and not golds for these blueprints. Basically, if you talk to a trade assistant imp, you will see another tab going to pet house and all the amounts of blueprints in various stages needed to make the pet house. Now keep in mind guys, this is not going to be a quick journey to get all the stages of the pet houses, so this will definitely take a lot of time to do. The next item on the list is pet essential oil. Now pet essential oil can be obtained as an additional reward that your pet will give you once they complete a pet expedition. So it's not guaranteed, but you know, the more missions you guys do, the more likely chance you guys will eventually run into pet essential oil, which is definitely needed to craft the upgraded versions of the pet houses. Now next is fine wool. Now fine wool is a wool that you have a chance of obtaining by shearing your sheep. Now I know that sounds like a big pain because we're already having a lot of materials to gather, so what are the odds of finding a random chance of a material on your sheep? Well, here's a good way to do it. If you guys happen to have these types of sheeps, if you shear them for the first day of the day, you will receive a huge lucky bonus, guaranteed, always guaranteed, just for the first shear of the day. Now, you're not going to be guaranteed the wool that you need, of course, but if you do happen to land that wool, you'll at least have a abundance of it. So, might as well give your luck for the day and see if you guys can get that fine wool. And of course, if you run out of pets to share, just have a sheep, just one lonely sheep to share with, a nice way to get the fine wool is to play some enduring melody with fantastic chorus and a party with your pet, your sheep pet of course, and shear your sheep that way, and it'll always be regenerating MP, therefore always be regenerating wool, unlimited wool for you to gather. Now the next thing on the list is cotton cushion stuffing, and it is basically an item that can be produced using rank 9 handicraft. It is an item difficulty of rank 1 and requires 20 fine wool and 5 thin thread balls. So if you guys remember how to make 5 thin thread balls, you guys just need to have some cobwebs and to weave it into thin thread balls. Now once you guys have your handy dandy handicraft kit, just equip it, use the skill, put in the materials, and voila, you now have cotton cushion stuffing, the material you may need for your housing, for your pet housing. Now next on the list is fresh grass. Now fresh grass can be found literally in the random flower fields all over the place. One of the most common places right here in Mabinogi. So if you guys kind of continent warp here or just kind of use the gate to come here, you'll see a lot of grassy patched areas here that you can actually harvest using a weeding hoe. I know some of you guys are probably like, what? I didn't even know you can do that. Well anyways, grab your weeding hoe, and once you have one in your hand, you guys can harvest in these plots here. Now keep in mind that you will be getting 2 types of grass. You will get fresh grass and you will get a bouquet of flowers, which you actually need both of for I guess crafting your pet house. So it can be a little bit tedious. I know you guys are probably going to be like, oh, harvesting things. But we have skills like Phantasmal Sight that can greatly help you. Unfortunately, these patches, these flower patches here, are kind of spread out, so it's a little bit hard to use Phantasmal Sight. So try to stand in a good spot that will recognize where the flower patches may be. And if you guys find a yellow effect, it basically will guarantee you guys a huge lucky bonus and on the material that you gather if you don't fail gathering. I mean, that's probably the worst part of it. Huge lucky bonus, there it is. And that'll make it much easier for you guys to gather this material. Alright, and the next item is Artificial Turf, and it can be produced with rank 9 Handicraft. It is an item difficulty 1 and requires 20 fresh grass and 5 bundles of flowers. So hopefully you guys did not drop those flowers and kept them, because they are needed for the Artificial Turf. Now basically equip your handicraft kit, throw in the materials, and craft away, and there you have it, your Artificial Turf needed for your pet house. Alright, the next thing on the list is large Mythril nails, and it can be produced with rank 6 refining skill with 20 Mythril ingots. Now, this one is not really a, I guess in terms of finding the material to make the nail is not really new, but how to get a lot of them can be a pain. I don't think you guys are going to want to mine so many Mythril ingots. So the best way I want to say is to duplicate them by using synthesis. Hopefully you guys have a nice high rank synthesis. Just use a Mythril ingot, some holy water, and a rat crystal. And voila, once you do that, it will duplicate and make it so much more easier to get Mythril ingots for the nails. Once you have the amounts of ingots needed to make the large Mythril nail, just go ahead and find a refining station, whether it's in your homestead or in Bangor, and then craft the nail, and voila, you're done. You've got your large Mythril nail. The next thing on the list is the soft fur pelt, and it is a pelt that is dropped from defeating Avalon wing ear rabbits. Now this is probably going to be the most tedious material to find, and it is actually very, very expensive on the auction board right now. So to find these rabbits, just go ahead and go to your, Avalon gates where the squires are at. And once you get to your gate, exit out here to enter Avalon. Now, of course, getting here requires probably several quests you probably need to complete, which is why some people may not have access to it yet, and thus as a reason why it is very hard to get to. But on the map, it is right here on Belvest. And maybe if you can get a friend to bring you here, hopefully it'll be a lot more easier. Now to find the Avalon rabbits, you're gonna actually have to find them in the next map over. So here you're gonna kind of pass through here where the bears are. Don't bother them, they won't bother you. And once you get to the next map, you'll find those rabbits right near the entrance. Now unfortunately the drop rate is not guaranteed. It seems like several people tend to have to kill a few of these rabbits just until one pelt drops. I know this means it can be very tedious. The mobs are very spaced out. Doing final hit can be kind of annoying, especially if they're far away. So the only, suggestion I can say to increase the drop rate for these pelts is to equip a negative CP wear. Hopefully a negative CP wear will increase your drop rate for the pelts. You can also have a buff or a potion that just in general increases your item drop rate as well. Alright, the next thing on the list is soft fur fabric, and it's really easy. All you guys need is to use the weaving skill at a loom, and it requires 20 soft fur pelt just for one fabric. So that's quite a lot of pelts to collect, guys. Now basically here, just go to your loom, throw in the pelts, and voila, you have your soft fur fabric. Next we have wheat chaff, and it's basically a chance of being harvested through wheat. Now if you guys remember your good old days in your channel, that is where you guys will need to return to get some wheat. So there is the gate, and there is a location if you guys forgotten. I know it's been ages. Probably not. I mean, a lot of events make us go back here, so anyways, to the wheat fields. Now, you guys will need a sickle to harvest the wheat. I suggest you guys upgrade it so it's a speedy sickle to gather, quick gather, basically. Here's the wheat fields. Again, I suggest Phantasmal Sight, and if you guys have Phantasmal Sight, along with a really fast sickle, you guys can probably gather huge luckies relatively quickly, about maybe like 3-ish, 2 to 3 maybe if you're lucky. And hopefully increase your chance and odds of getting a huge lucky of those awesome, I guess, the wheat chaff that you guys need for this material. There it is. Get it. Last but not least, it is the straw dummy, and it can be produced with rank 9 handicraft. It is an item difficulty 1, and it requires 20 wheat chaff and 1 finest leather strap. If you guys don't remember how to get leather straps, you just basically weave a finest leather into a strap. Once you guys have the materials needed, just grab your handicraft kit and voila, you're done. You're just gonna go ahead and craft your straw dummy and you're ready for the next phase. Alright, and now that you guys have all the materials you need for your pet house, it is time to build. Just basically go to your homestead, click on the hammer, and it'll open the building menu. In the building menu, you guys should see an option for pet houses. Click on the pet house you want to build and plop it right down. It does take some time to build, of course, just like any other item that you guys build on your homestead. Once you have the pet houses built, to upgrade them, you actually have to interact with the pet house and there will be an option to upgrade. Alright, and lastly, what do I think about the new pet expedition? I mean, do I like it? It's a nice addition. Well, first off, I want to say I do really like it. It is very similar to the Squire system. However, I do have some things I need to mention that kind of isn't fair. I do feel that it's very unfair to those players who don't have a crap ton of pets, like myself and many other players who've played this game for many years, or who just simply spend a lot of money on pets. So this pet expedition definitely favors those who have lots of pets. If you don't have a lot of pets, it's kind of hard to fill out the pet traits, so it's a little bit of a struggle, but other than that, it's still a nice addition to the game regardless. Alright, and that is my video on the pet expeditions and all the pet houses. Hopefully it was very helpful for you guys. If you guys have anything else you'd like to share with your fellow militians, feel free to leave them in the comments below. And like always guys, please stay awesome.